walk stream. I am at Queen and Carla. Um, so, for those of you who watched my first live stream, you'll know that I needed to make some improvements. And this time around, I have my microphone ready. And I also have my gimbal. Although, if anyone's ever used a gimbal, you will no doubt know that it takes a bit of getting used to because it kind of has a mind of its own. So, forgive me as I sort of try to learn how to strategically use this thing. It's kind of like a joystick, except there we go. I think that's pretty good. All right. So, yeah, so welcome to Queen and Carla. Queen Street is, in many respects, I would say, the heart and center of the city of Toronto. There we go. So the way that the joystick works on the gimbal is that it's kind of the opposite. Left means right, right means left, up means down, down means up. So yeah, so this is kind of in my neighborhood. So right now we are in the Leslieville neighborhood. Giving a bit of a panorama. So the Leslieville neighborhood slash, I would say also Riverside. So the Leslieville neighborhood and Riverside neighborhood were kind of like, I would say basically gentrified neighborhoods that really came into being into what they are today in the 2000s and 2010s. Lots of development here, lots of independent stores. It's, I don't want to say similar to Queen West because Queen West is a bit more, it was at least traditionally the land of where I guess you could say like hipsters were. Queen Street, because it's on the east side, is a bit more residential. It's not as quote unquote hip. But I'm an East Ender and I love Queen East just because I don't know. I don't want to say it's more authentic, but yeah, there's something about being an East Ender that makes me love Queen East quite a bit. And today's such a lovely day in Toronto that I could not have stayed home, especially since it looks like it's going to be cold on the weekend. We're going to be getting snow. So it's just really nice to be out and about. And I thought, you know what? I got my new microphone. I got the gimbal. I'm going to go out and do a walk. I'm going to do a bit of a test run. And I'm going to walk through one of my favorite neighborhoods. We're going to check things out here. It's the Queen Bookstore. Where are we so far? Let's see. So again, that's Carla down over there, and that heads towards the beaches. And now we're heading towards the downtown. So we're making our way east. I actually really love the store. I bought some stuff in here previously, and I love this accoutrement here. These architectural designs. I enjoy it. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, Craig Cookies. So Craig's Cookies actually started off by Craig in the village, and since then he's kind of spread like all over the city. There's a bit of controversy recently because employees wanted to unionize, and of course, you know, business owners very rarely are enthusiastic about about people unionizing. So there's a bit of back and forth that happened between the employees and the business owner. But still, Chris Cookies is still an establishment. The cookies are great. I think that they're kind of expensive, and I do like them, but I don't go there often. I mean, I usually get two if I'm gonna go there, just because one is like $5, but two is like $8. If you buy like a half a dozen, but half a dozen is almost $20. They're good, but they're expensive. This is a new condo, and I understand that we need additional housing in the city. I really, really, really do. But also, I also feel like it should have been taller. And also, just look at the establishments at the bottom, right? Starbucks, A&W, Freshie, Osmond's, Circle K, and then like a Pet Value plus like a dentist office. So, I know that, new buildings also need to provide amenities for people who live here. Like, I get that it can't all be touristy, but at the same time, like, it's all just box chains that end up being able to afford the rent on these, boxy condos. A lot of independent establishments, like we see on this side over here, the convenience store, Judge Sushi. I mean, that was almost a mispronunciation. Thai Kitchen. Oh, the Roy. I love the Roy. I come here quite often. It's a fun place to have a drink. So yeah, like a lot of these establishments just can't afford the rent on these new builds. So they end up, catering to unfortunately, they end up catering to a lot of chains because they're the only ones that can afford it. Is this a fish and chip store? No, it's a fish. It's where a poissonnerie, as they would say in Montreal. The Castle on Queen. So this used to be called El Barrio. I actually had like birthdays here. This was one of the best. This was one of the best patios in the city to actually like have a drink during the summertime. I'm really sad that it's gone. Actually, for my birthday, one of my birthdays, I remember like reserving tables up here. My mom knows the owner, so we were able to get like a nice table. It was a great patio. They had a really interesting. Was it a Bloody Caesar? They used to make it, I think, like tequila and also like pickle juice with a pickle instead of a cucumber or something. I remember Max really liked it. Oh, there goes a Queen streetcar. Which, I mean, I would recommend that if you're going to come to Toronto, you would walk across Queen Street. I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this walk. Because the city of Toronto, like it runs and its history is on Queen Street. This is Jimmy Simpson Park. So again, we're still in the middle of winter, but that's a nice, really big community center. They have a great pool there. I've got swimming there before, and that's where I guess we know where the music's coming from. I guess I could follow him and have a bit of a soundtrack to the video, but I won't do that just in case it's copyrighted. Yeah, nice big park here, a nice community center. Jimmy Simpson was like a Toronto local who was, you know, part of the establishment, I guess you could say, in a good way. Like a big advocate for the city of Toronto. Oh, it seems like there's something going on here. The police are out and about. That's never really. Oh, here it is. James Jimmy Simpson. Let's take a look. James Jimmy Simpson was a journalist, socialist, and trade unionist who was a 44th mayor of Toronto. Okay, so he was the mayor of Toronto. I think I get him confused with someone who I used to know who was also named Jimmy Simpson. Born in England, Simpson came to Canada at 14 as a young adult, etc., etc., part of the New Democratic Party. Cooperative. Okay, so there we go. So there's a little bit of history on this walk through Queen Street. Oh, I was gonna say this is a mailbox, but no, it's a safe injection needle depository. I mean, it's really pretty, but almost confusing that it's there. Anyways, there's a little gate bench there as well. Oh, I guess it makes sense. There's a cooperative and community center across the street, which I knew, but also kind of forgot about. Everyone is on the north-hand side, obviously, because this is where the sun is, and this is where everybody wants to be, myself included. Let me put my sunglasses on. There's a bus. Interesting. We're heading into Riverside now. Recreation Center. So once we kind of pass under this bridge, I think this is where we enter the more Riverside part of the neighborhood, which is lined with a lot more shops, a lot more bars. There's actually a really good place where they sell croissants right here at the corner, and I'm tempted to pick one up. I might pick one up. This is where they're building the new Ontario line. So this is actually the existing GO train track, but they're expanding it so that the subway line can also operate on these train tracks. So half the line is going to be underground, half the line is going to be above ground. Brioche. What was the first part of it? It's a really good cafe. Ooh. Oh, bonjour brioche. I think I'm gonna skip for now on the croissant just because, I might treat myself later. Ooh, 350 for an Americano. That's actually not bad at all. So let's take a look around. So again, that's where the Ontario line is going. Streetcar. I'm really surprised they actually allowed a Tim Hortons on Queen Street. Aw, puppies. So actually, did we pass the Boulay? Or is this the Boulay? No. Yes? No. Did it change? LCBO. So this building over here now is actually a library. Let's take a closer look at it. Oh, there's a little garden center over here that I really like. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. I love the street art here. And then this building, this is now a library. And then as you can see, we just start heading into the downtown over there, which is what we're gonna do. We'll zoom out again. Oh, this is a colorful character. Oh look. Again, I love stores that invest in art on the main level. Oh, the Comrade. This is a good place to grab a drink. Irish design. So again, lots of independent restaurants. Ooh, the Vintage Hall. Huh. I think this is new. Lots of independent shops. If you come to Toronto, or if you're from Toronto, like this is a great place to spend an afternoon, not only window shopping but actually shopping. There's a lot of really fun stores here, a lot of independent bars and food establishments. Oh, this is the Opera House. So let's zoom in on this for a second. That's the Opera House. There it is. This is an establishment. This has been here for decades, and in fact, before sort of this neighborhood gentrified into what it is now, this is basically where people came to party. I don't want to say that it was a rough neighborhood, but it was definitely a bit saltier and grittier than what it is now. That's the result of gentrification, right? When money starts pouring into a neighborhood, it's a double-edged sword, right? It does become safer, and it does become, I guess you could say, nicer, and yet at the same time, there's a certain energy that's lost, and an establishment that is kind of, kind of like replaced, right? Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's oh, the real Greek gyros. I mean, I could always go for a gyro. I can, but it's also super heavy. I'm kind of hungry. I definitely need to eat something, but that's a little too heavy, especially if you're planning on doing like a walk. It's a bit too much. What's this? There's the dry cleaners. Oh, they actually do it like on site. That's rare. So now we're getting to a pretty famous building up over there. You see that tower over there? That. Yeah. So So this is now the Broadview Hotel. This is now the Broadview Hotel. But back in the day, it used to be known to those of us from Toronto as Jilly's. And Jilly's was a very, we could say famous, but we can also say infamous strip club. Um, and yeah, you would see some things at Jilly's. It was that kind of place. But as most strip clubs went, it also ended up going under. Oh, this is Eastbound Brewing, so little microbrew that's right next door. And Prohibition is a really good place to come and grab dinner. I like this place. Oh, what do they have here? Oh, house beer is only $6 during happy hour. 3 to 7. Good to know. Again, new development. Oh, what? They're redoing Queen Street again. Is this for the streetcar? I don't know what they're doing. This poor street just can never seem to just exist in peace. They're always tearing it up for something. If you know me, you know how I feel about streetcars. The idea behind them is really nice, but the reality of how Toronto does it is just not good. Constantly tearing the street up, always having to replace them with buses because, we're always doing construction on the street. Anyways, but yeah, so Jilly's. Well, that's some nice graffiti there. So Jilly's. So Jilly's was, it was an establishment, and when it shut down, it was the end of an era. So the Opera House, Jilly's, you get a sense of what the neighborhood kind of like used to be back in the day before all the condos came in. And again, change is change happens, but something's lost and something's gained, as is often the case. Oh, yeah, TTC track removal. Great. How wonderful. Hello to everyone that's watching. I'm not sure if the chat is on, so if someone's chatting with me, I do apologize. But here we are. That's on graffiti. Animal chiropractic. I mean, listen, I am the uncle to a very special and also special needs French bulldog, and I think that at times some of the stuff that we do for animals is a bit much, huh? Again, I'm not necessarily mad at these condos because, oh, yeah, there we are. So we're in Riverside right now. Again, I love the fact that the city of Toronto does... Actually, let's go back here for a second. There's something interesting back over here. Plus, it's loud on the street. I love that the city of Toronto does invest in street art. And I have a thing for street art, by the way. Oh, nice and quiet. What do we have back here? Okay. Something interesting. Women paint Riverside. Oh, okay. I like this. Like this too. Persistent drop of water will wear away even the hardest stone. Actually, that's really true. Oh, look at this. This is fun. So again, this gimbal is a thing. I'm still learning how to use it. It has a bit of a mind of its own. It feels like it's almost sentient. Like I remember I went to like close it the first time I got it, and it moved in the wrong way, and I felt like I heard it, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I'm thinking of machinery like this. Oh, what's up over here? Love, not hate. Oh, that's cute. Look at this. I love. And again, there's actually a really famous place on the west end on Queen Street, or just off of kind of just south of Queen Street, called Graffiti Alley. So I don't think this is necessarily quite the East End's version, but like I guess we can kind of call it that, right? Why not? Easy gimbal. Come on, I'm trying to zoom in here. There we go. Look at that. There's some more across the street over there. Booyah. All right, let's make our way back. Oh, I like this. I like this. I'm gonna switch hands. Let's see what's going on here. For those of you who aren't from Toronto, you need to know that like our mascot is the raccoon. We've just accepted that raccoons basically kind of own the city. Like they're the default mayor of the city in some respects. I'm gonna try to avoid Queen Street, which is kind of weird to say given that I'm trying to walk across Queen Street, but there's construction going on there, so I'll just stick to the back alleys. Are you excited that you're watching the back alleys of Queen Street. We have some more stuff over here. Let's see what's going on over here. Is it painted? Oh, okay. You know what? Let's walk back over here. Look. Wasn't that fun? Okay. Someone let their garage be done here. I like that. Okay. Actually, you know what's funny? A friend of mine used to live in this neighborhood in one of the townhouses back closer to Broadview. And this is a little park over here, somewhere down over there. Oh, I think someone says something. Sorry, I'm in the sun. I can't. Oh, so the comment came up and then it disappeared. How do I see it again? Hold on. Oh, wait. There it is. I think. Top chat, live chat. Remember. Oh, welcome to live chat. Remember. Okay. Wait, what the hell just happened? Keeps on disappearing. Love your videos. Oh, thank you. Framecation. I'm really sorry. Again, I'm still learning how to do all of this. So this is partly experimental. If anybody knows how I can, because I'm shooting horizontally, so I'm trying to figure out, and I don't want to touch too many things and screw everything up. Chat viewing options. Okay, can we say top chat? Okay. No, I don't want to learn more right now. None. Hide all chat messages. All chat messages are visible. Yes. Oops. Okay, I do apologize. I can see like when something pops up. Okay. All right, let's just keep on walking. Oh, what's this? Oh, I don't think I've seen this before, have I? It's funny because I've always walked the city. I'm such a big walker, and yet it wasn't until I met a fellow like Toronto walk tuber named Ready Eddie, who's like, you should do live walk tubing. I'm like, I guess I should. Oh, this is fun. Look at this. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's lovely. I like that. This is a fun statue. I'm glad that the city of Toronto seems to be getting a bit of a personality. We've always had personality, but Toronto can be oddly, I don't know, conservative in its own way. I don't know why we're not always willing to kind of do things that are innovative and different. Afraid to, I don't know, offend people. I don't know. Sometimes we can just, be a bit boring and generic. And given how much we've built and how many new neighborhoods have kind of come up, I feel like we could have done more. Like, look at this condo over here. I mean, and this is on Queen Street. This is what we built here. We couldn't have done anything more innovative or interesting. I don't think so. Sorry, I mean, I do think so. You know what I mean. Okay, so now we're heading towards the highway. So we're going to be crossing over the Don Valley, which is... So the Don Valley basically runs through Toronto. For all intents and purposes, we'll say that it runs through the city of Toronto. And so there's a river, and it's also like a bike trail, a walking trail, but there's also a highway that runs through it. And you can see like instantly, the way in which zoning works. Like if you take a look over there, like boom, like that's where you have all the high-rise condos. That's in the downtown core. So let's start making our way. And I'm not going to go across Queen Street all the way. I'm going to make my way towards the distillery district. And then maybe through the Esplanade. Woo! Something's going down. Woo! Drama. Oh, there it is. Oh, I mean, that's weird. That's not even a police car. That was like a truck or something. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm using this new mic. So I'm hoping that it works. But again, this is all oddly a little experimental. And that's the end of, I don't want to say the end of Queen Eve. I got you. Vlogging? I'm vlogging. I'm a walk tuber. You know what it is? I usually walk. I love walking the city. And a friend of mine's like, "Why don't you pick up a camera and actually show people the city?" That's why. Can I put you on camera to say hi? Is that okay with you? Yeah. This is Toronto's police force. Hello. Thanks, guys. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? This bridge over here. This. What's my YouTube? It's Gay Solo Travel. Gay Solo Travel. It describes exactly who I am. I'm gonna be making my way through Distillery now. Thanks, guys. It's always, I don't want to say, listen, I'm as gay as they come. I would not be naming my YouTube channel Gay Solo Travel, but for some reason I always feel weird telling people it's Gay Solo Travel. I don't know why. Maybe because I feel like some people may not necessarily watch it if they know that's what it is. I don't know. There's something there to unpack. Maybe in therapy, but I'm not paying for that. Well, there's a lot that's going on here. So those are new. So we're gonna go down over there. That's the Canary District. So the city of Toronto. Oh, guys, sorry. I know it's super loud. Okay, so let's just take stock here for a second. So we're leaving Queen Street, where they're doing track replacement. This is the Don Valley Parkway, which is a highway. That over there that's Dundas, and this area over here is the newly developed Regent Park. Regent Park was. And it still is like a public housing complex, but now it's a mixture of public housing and condominiums and private housing. This is the Don River. This is the Don River. And I really, again, for those of you who know me, you know how much I value Toronto's green spaces. I mean, it's the city of Toronto is called a city within a park for a reason. And again, like how lucky are we to have something like this in a city that's this big. Also, I really love this bridge. I haven't showcased it enough. Love this bridge. I should technically be on the other side so I can make my way down to Corktown, but that's okay. And I guess I could theoretically cross over, but I'll do it somewhere else. And now you can really feel the movement into, again, like the downtown, right? And there's the CN Tower. Boop. You can see it pretty much from anywhere. It's a lovely bridge. I'm going to do this, okay. I'm just gonna go. Here come the cars. Okay, now we're on the other side. So normally you can make your way down, and you can actually make your way down to the waterfront. This is a biking trail and all of that. This is Corktown, and that's the area I'm going to head into next. And just over there actually is the waterfront. So this is where Queen Street, so this is actually, funny enough, this is where, what's this? Riverside Gateway Project. Huh. So this is actually the beginning of King Street. So this is Queen Street. This is where Queen Street continues. And this is where King Street actually starts. So this is the very beginning of King Street over here. And that skyline up over there, like that's essentially, a lot of that is Yonge Street. I actually looked at condos. I think it was in this building at one point when I was considering, but I didn't. That's the Toronto Humane Society. You can see that building over there. That's the Toronto Humane Society. So if you're looking to adopt a pet, think about adopting one from the Toronto Humane Society. Love the graffiti. So now we're hitting River Street. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's pretty fitting, just given, that there's a river just right back over there. So we're going to take River Street south, and that'll take us right into the Canary District. So the Canary District was created as part of the Pan Am. There's the CN Tower. I love that you can see the CN Tower like anywhere in the city almost. The Canary District, not these condos over here, but the ones that we're going to be hitting underneath that bridge over there, which is, I think, Adelaide. The Canary District was created as the athletes' village for the 2015 Pan Am Games. And then they basically, not converted, they basically sold them as condos afterwards. Like, I think it's actually very, very smart. I think Vancouver did the same thing, and I'm assuming a lot of places do the same thing. But I basically nothing because I wouldn't know. But you'll see, unfortunately, the neighborhood, it is a little generic, and I really don't like that we're so, like, look at this, like, we're close to the water, and all these condos are just black. They're black and they're gray, and again, like, they're so low. Like, they're like, this is sitting on prime real estate. Why isn't this taller? I mean, I know that there's probably people fought it, there were zoning issues where they wanted it to be like mix of high, low, medium, but still, land space is precious, especially in the downtown core. So I don't agree with something being only 4 stories tall. Maybe they're townhouses. Oh, don't get me started on townhouses. The worst. Either build a house or build a condo. Have you been into a townhouse? You have to be a supermodel to fit through some of them. The front door, the stairs, everything. Just build a condo and just build it well. So usually underneath this bridge, as you can see, so there's some interesting graffiti going on over here. Lots of interesting graffiti going on over here. So this isn't the Gardner Express, but usually underneath this bridge, there's actually like there's like a, not a skating rink, but like a roller rink where people could like skateboard and rollerblade. I think there's like a basketball court as well. I like that the city has finally realized that using all of the space that we have available to us is a smart idea. A lot of others, is like, you can see like right in there, right? Like there's like the remnants of like a little park. But I guess they're doing construction. They have to fix the bridges, which is, very important. So now we've entered the Canary District. Came from over there. And now we're making our way through the Canary District. So again, as you can see, like, not particularly inspiring, right? I wouldn't say that the buildings here are all that inspiring, sadly. That being said, there is a really nice park. Like, the idea behind the Canary District is really is nice. I understand that like urbanists, emphasize, green spaces and wide sidewalks and so on and so forth. But at the same time, like when you look at like the desirability of where people want to live, oddly enough, it's actually in areas where things are a lot more closely knit together, a little bit tighter. This is kind of almost being like suburban urban, which, I don't know. But I do like this building. I think it's a fun design. But nonetheless. But again, like, good green space. Hopefully, just checking my mic. So again, that's Queen Street over there. That's where we came from. All that over there. Sounds like someone's playing the saxophone. Let's cross the street. So this is like the Corktown Common Park. We'll do a little walk through it. Why not? We're not going to go through the whole area. Give you a sense of. Well, maybe I'll walk to the top. I'm going to stay down here. So again, normally there would be obviously, water and so on and so forth in, the nicer the nicer ones. I think, is this water? I think this is water. Don't quote me on that though. But even for a winter walk, it's quite lovely. Get a better view of that tower. And yeah, during the summertime especially, a lot of people are out here with their kids and their dogs. You know what? Why don't we go up